Eyes up here. What is going on? So it's not my internet, right? I am streaming. Yes. Maybe Twitch is. I mean, everything on Twitch loads except for my dashboard. My dashboard does not load at all. Oh, well, I can see the stream. That's a good start. Can I edit the stream? So, okay, I guess it fixed itself. That's odd. Oh, well, everything looks good. I'm gonna stream for a little bit. I've been working on this all day. I'm almost done, so we should be able to finish it on stream, hopefully. Show it in a sec. Let me go look at music. Here, here. No, wait, not copyright. We definitely don't want to do that. We are almost through this list. I think we left off in Z, so yeah, very close. Oh, what happened? Oh, that's why it wasn't selected. Well, I don't even remember where we left off. I think it was some Zelda song. I'm just going to start at the top of Z so that I don't miss it. Yeah, we were definitely in Z. I think we were at like one of the Zelda songs, but I'm going to start it over. For some reason, I think my computer crashed or something last night or restarted because certain things got or weren't saved. So whatever. I noticed that like a lot of the things that I thought I had marked off the last time were not marked off this morning. So things should be good now. We're working on the Hellion, the haunted version. I'm going with the haunted now. I think that's what I might call it. Okay, so I guess I can go ahead and start the music and we'll start doing this. So yeah, this is like the last 10 songs. And then we shouldn't have any more muted streams. Hopefully I've gotten through all that crap. Cool. Right. Let me show you it. So, here it is. I've been doing shading. I think I just stopped there. I did the top arms. I'm going to do the back arms next. But here's what it looks like. So this is kind of like, it's based off our Hellion, which I could show it over there, but it's just quicker and easier to show it here. It's this guy. And this is, yeah, a variant of this guy. So that was the Dandelion from Hell version. And this one is the haunted undead version of it. So yeah, twisty kind of arm looking limbs. Most of it's still same animations and stuff though. The weird twisty body. And any of these, there's a couple missing frames, but that's just reusing frames that are already in it. But you can kind of get the idea of it. I like what it looks like. It's kind of cool. Right, so yeah, I'm just shading it and then I'm going to color it and it'll be done. And that'll be what the stream is. Actually, I was supposed to get a visit today. I guess it didn't happen. Oh, well, at least I didn't miss anything. Alright, so I'm gonna do this back, or these two arms basically. I'm gonna focus on them. I didn't like that. Not a lot to say this time. I don't know. I've been watching a lot of like YouTube videos. That Ask a Mortician series was really good. I loved like all the really like, I don't know, macabre stories that she tells are amazing. I think if you just YouTube Ask a Mortician, you'd probably find it. Because I don't remember exactly what it's called, but he does a bunch of stories about really the horrible nitty-gritty stuff that he typically isn't talked about when it comes to survival stories, where, you know, everybody starts eating each other, you know, fun stuff. But they're really interesting. I enjoyed it. That's pretty much all I was doing this morning, is listening to that stuff. Okay, right. I already did these couple right here because it leans forward and it was annoying to keep scrolling over there. So I just did all those. Sounds like the music is completely stopped. It has, but it's still playing. Oh, maybe this is a screwed up song. There's no noise at all, right? Okay, I'll have to look at that. I didn't even notice it last time. There's like a minute of it that's not even playing. Okay, I'll look at that later. If I remember that, or there'll be quiet parts in streams in the future. Well, that sucks. That's the Zone of Ender song. But because I know how to do audio, I could just edit that song and fix it. One of the perks of starting a YouTube channel is you can, if there's a song you don't like, you can just fix it. So I made a big mistake in this. I forgot to do the roots because the roots never move in any of this animation. I was supposed to do it first and just copy and paste it into every single other frame, but I forgot to do it. I started doing the head, and then I got so far along that they only, like, to fix it, I would lose a lot of work, right? But then I had this idea: if I just put the root part on its own layer, yeah, so it's just its own layer down here that I can mix into everything else. And this might be a better way to just do that, to where if something repeats, just put it on its own layer somewhere. Well, I guess that works because this isn't every single frame. The roots don't move. If it was just something that repeats in like a couple frames, I've copied them. But it's a cool thing that, like, if you ever go past it and you forget to do that, it's not that hard to fix the problem, as it might seem. Like these ones, they repeat a lot. That's why this has all been shaded in, so it can be copied. So those ones are just like done. Well, I offered someone to try and make music for the game. We'll see what happens. Kind of didn't want to bother with any of that stuff. There's a reason for that too. When I started making my game, I was starting to get into it, went to a friend of mine and it was like, oh, I want you to make music for this, and I was talking to him about it and I learned a bit from it, I guess. But I always felt bad about it because I haven't talked to him in like the last 5 years about that. Because I really didn't have a game for him to make music to yet. So I really just like jumped the gun when I talked to him. Maybe that's one of the reasons I've been putting it off, because I don't want to jump the gun again. To me, I feel like you can't really make music to the game until you can play the levels with the correct like environment artwork. Because then you can like, I don't know, you can compare the tone of the music with the game, right? Before you can do that, you can't really ever say whether it fits or not, because there's nothing for it to fit to. I miss this part. But yeah, actually, I think yesterday is when I started working on this, right? I might have missed a day there because I think I had a 2-hour stream. Yeah, no, what happened was yesterday I had a 2-hour stream. I started working on this and I was doing music, but I got distracted by the music stuff. Like, I started thinking a lot about what I wanted. So the good news is I worked out a lot of that stuff too, and I kind of got like a list of all the songs I want, and I got an idea of what they'll probably be like. I mean, some of them are still open, but I got like the majority of what I want, which is mostly a more atmospheric kind of like, it's got to set the mood for exploration, or going on an adventure. The boss music is very important. It's supposed to be something like, I want to convert you into a primal animal, or I want you to feel that feeling. So that one's upbeat. And then I thought I'd add like one that's kind of more like a heavy metal kind of thing, because Heavy Metal 2000 there are two big influences on this game. One is Heavy Metal 2000, and the other one is Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I'd say those two more than anything. ActRaiser was a big one, a big influencer, but I dropped most of the stuff that I had in mind for that, so it's become less so. And honestly, heavy metal's kind of become less so too. I kind of bet I created. I mean, actually, a lot of the story is still kind of based off of that. Like, we got crazy alien gods and the lizard folk, all the like crazy plant life and stuff. I mean, it still kind of fits into that heavy metal 2000. Or I don't even have to say 2000. It's heavy metal, but heavy metal 2000's got all the lizard man stuff in it that I love. So I'm gonna use that one instead of the original one. Actually, I've never read any of the comics, but I know there's like a huge fan base behind them, and I would probably really enjoy that. I don't know how to get access to it actually. I wonder if you can. You might be able to just look it up online now. I would be interested in looking at that. But I'm mostly just talking about the animated series or animated movie. Right, so should I do every single one of these on this pass? I guess so. This is the last part, is all these little lines along the front. Like, I got a lot of time to think about, or to look at music too. Like, there's a lot of these songs, especially a lot of my favorite ones from these old games, that, I mean, they get made into a 3-minute song because that's a pretty average length, but the song itself is usually only like a minute long, and it just loops so well. But it's really just a minute-long song with that loops. And there's some interesting things they do it, like the way it's structured, to where sometimes they have like a little intro bit, which is played at the beginning of a song. But in game, you'll hear that intro bit once, and then the repeating part will just repeat forever. So when you enter like a level or whatever where that starts, yeah, they'll just play that little intro one time and then go into the song that loops afterwards. And usually that's only like around a minute long. It's amazing how many of these songs are so good and long lasting. When you think it, I mean, they do such a good job of not becoming repetitive. I'm thinking, I don't know what I want when it comes to music too. Like, I'm just such a bad judge of it. There's a lot of me that's like, I hate it when songs do some sort of sound that, I don't know, draws your attention too much. But after saying that, I really like the Lords of Magic music, and it's got a bunch of really harsh sounds in it. There's like elephant noises and weird monkey sounds and things, right? That I don't know. That's one of those things. It's like, it seems like something I wouldn't like, but then there it is right there. There's proof against that. So does it really matter? How do I know when a song is good or when it's annoying? I think it might be better if I don't think about it hard. I should be choosing it just like if I was going through a bunch of YouTube videos. I know when I come across a song that just I listen to it and I go, wow, that was really good. I'm gonna add it to a playlist. I think the music for the game should be, I should just take that same approach. When I hear something that makes me go, wow, okay, I like that. And it's gotta be like, I do have different levels of that. Like, I might listen to something that I like, but it's not something I want to listen to constantly. It's the ones that really stand out that go on a playlist. Usually. Like, if I wanted to just take things that were okay, my playlist would be way huger. Because there's lots of game music that I could just listen to and not feel anything. I usually take the stuff that I actually enjoy a lot. Or it's in a genre like this one is. It's very hard to come by. This is more of a art style with a Zelda twist to it. How can you pass that up? Oh, that's because my phone is in this thing. That probably sounded horrible, sorry. It's the second time I hit my elbow on stream. That made a really loud, jarring noise. Yeah, my phone was sitting inside this little pocket, but like an inch of it was sticking out. The more I look at this guy, the more I think he's wearing a toga. Kind of funny to me. I mean, he's supposed to look like a really gnarly tree that's been twisted. Just to kind of add to that horror aesthetic. Oh, okay, that was the wrong button. Accidentally pressed clear there. Also, I just bought a $500 music kit, which, it's just, I don't know. When I make big purchases like that, it's always freaky to me. Like, I get immediate buyer's remorse from stuff like that. It's something I think I need, though. I mean, eventually, either I'm gonna have somebody else do the music, or I'm gonna have to do it, and just buying a really good audio software, it's not like it's a bad thing. It's like eventually, if you own a lawn care service, you're gonna want to buy a weed eater, even if you're not gonna be the one using it. I mean, you're gonna need it. I don't know. I feel like I'm on a clock to get this done before money runs out again, which I'm doing okay. And I might be able to, with just the money that I've got, be able to get to a point where I could kickstart too. Maybe. I've completely abandoned the idea of that, of using Kickstarter. I thought about it for a long time in the early days, and I just ended up deciding against it. I think the pressure from it would be too much for me, and I think I would screw it to, if I knew a whole bunch of people were waiting on me to finish a game. I wouldn't be able to handle that very well. Especially if they've already paid for it, you know. That's not exactly good motivation. But if I'm at a point where I'm almost done, you know, like There's only a little left to go. That's a different story. I don't think that would be nearly as bad. And it could be a really good marketing tactic. Get more people seeing it. So I don't know. It's an option if I don't want to go back to work to try that. Kind of a good thing, because apparently the job I used to do is going through a lot of changes right now with the way they hire people. Who's to know if that job will even be available to me? Not to mention I haven't done it in 2 years. That's always a bad thing. I could try and get a job as an animator, or I could try and do... I think the smarter thing to do is like do commission kind of artwork on the side to just make ends meet until this is done. I don't know how to market that kind of stuff though. I've had a couple people ask for like if I do commissions. Maybe I should just think about saying yes now. And say I'd have to like come up with like a model and everything though. I don't know. I might have enough as long as there's no big purchases or, you know, surprises when it comes to money. I think I got enough to get me through till this game finishes. Maybe. Oh no, that's a hard thing to say without looking back on it and going, you dummy, you did not have nearly enough. I could also look at doing like another job. I don't know what that would be though. Just I don't want to go back to my old job. But it's also the thing that I'm most familiar with too. And the good thing about my old job is you can make a lot of money in a month or two's time, but you know, you sacrifice all your time for it. I did get a call recently to go to one. I was wondering if I should. I don't know. I floundered on it for a bit, wondering if I should do it or not. I think it would be smart to do one more, and I should have took it while it was being offered. But then that has the risk of me stopping while I'm in the zone right now, or I'm going good. Like this today, I've been working on this since I woke up. I've gotten it back into me, I think. I'm starting to get into that, you know, that flow where I wake up and I start working on Geyser, and I go get lunch, and then I start working on Gazzard some more, and hey, here I turned on the stream just for a little variety. And then I'm gonna go to bed and do it all again tomorrow, and at that pace we'll be knocking things out quick. Making big headway. I'd like to keep that going. If I go run off to another job, I'll have to get back into it again. Who knows if that's gonna happen. I don't know. I think for now, I'm good. When the funds start getting low, I'm gonna start going crazy though. And doing weird things. If the game's not almost done. And I gotta keep in mind, this is an important thing that I know about. But when you release a game, it supposedly takes like a month or two or more to actually receive money for it, even though it's making money. So it's not like you can release it and, oh yeah, now the money's coming in. No, it might not for a little while. So I need enough not only to get me to releasing the game, but I also need enough to make sure I'm good for until the money from the game comes in. Because it's useless until I can actually spend it. Man, I just hope this game does at least moderately. I just hope it like pays for the time I've lost from work. Oh my god. I've lost a lot of time from work. Honestly, like, I'm gonna say 2 years, because all the time outside of that, or before that, it was more like this was just a hobby. But now this is more than just a hobby, so I need to like gauge it to pay out like it's not a hobby. So I need to make at least like 3 years wage off of the sell, right? Which for me, I don't know, a good year for me would be 40,000, maybe like 40 to 50. So yeah, it would be like 150,000 at the high end. That would be okay. I mean, that would be good. I don't know. I think if it made at least that, then I can justify just, making more stuff. As long as I make it, I work on it a lot. And if I do simpler games, I could put out things faster and more, efficiently. Actually, I could definitely go, like, a lot of this has been learning skills, right? But next game would definitely go faster just because I already have it. So, I mean, I've got that. Also, if the game is semi-successful, it might lead to me having or being able to work on a team or making my own team, which might help too. You gotta be careful with that though, because I think growing too big is the #1 thing that will kill an indie developer. It'll bankrupt them. Or it'll get a really big game company to purchase your IP and run it into the ground with microtransactions. That'll be fun. I don't think I will ever sell out though. They'd have to offer. I mean, okay, you know what? I'm not going to say that, because if they offered a lot, and I mean a lot, why the hell wouldn't I sell out? If I sold it, if I sold my IP, and then I can just go ahead and make new shit. Not like anything's changing for me other than I lost my IP. I'd just create a new one though. I don't see, that wouldn't bother me too much. And if I'm no longer strapped for cash, I can make stuff comfortably. I think it might be worth selling out, or at least considering it. But then again, I don't make the kind of games that are like online that, or that benefit from microtransactions either. It's a single player game. I don't know how strong single player copyright is now, or how much it's worth. I don't think it's worth much. Not like a multiplayer title. Golly, I hit my elbow again. Why is this happening? All right, that was all the music, at least for now. I've still got to go in and grab some new stuff. But if that makes it through YouTube's copyright, everything that I have on this playlist now should not cause any more demonetization, and it should not cause any more muted streams. Hopefully. You never know. Some of them might have made it through the first time around. But hey, we're left off with 754 songs. I think I started 770 something, but I also added like 50. So I think I lost like 70 songs in the last couple days that I've been streaming these. But the cool thing is I've got a playlist now that I can play on shuffle, and I should never have any sort of issues. And if I do, I just like transfer them into the copyright folder instead, which I'll save for when I'm not streaming. That's where all the good stuff is. I mean, there's some really good there's definitely some really good stuff in here, but missing some of those real good. You're not getting a lot of vocals in this no copyright one. Alright, let's hit play. The cool thing is you can hit play on the folder and it will just play the entire folder, which I just learned you can do, so that's cool. Alright, so I'm going to turn on shuffle and repeat. Oh. And now we listen to, it could be anything, it doesn't have to be in ABC order. And I'll just have to keep an eye every time I upload a video. We'll see if anything ever gets demonetized. It'll be harder to identify it unless it's something I recognize like this. But the things that I recognize, I think I know they're good too. It's the things that are a little obscure that I've just recently put on the list that get demonetized in the first place. Man, we're talking about money right now. It's a scary thing to talk about. Like, I don't know. I think ideally, I just said 150. That would be a low, maybe. I think 200,000 is something I would just be happy with. But then you've also got the potential. I mean, golly. I don't like thinking about it because I feel like everybody wants their game to be that successful guy. Like, oh my god, Phasmophobia guy. He made just millions and millions. I think he made so much money, he doesn't even have to make another game ever again if he didn't want to. Which is crazy to me. When you're solo, it's not like you're paying a whole development team either. You just oh, okay, that's nice. Whereas, I mean, when you think about it, there's a lot of people that could buy a game, and you never even know. Like it could be a complete flop in America, but for some reason it clicks with the culture of China or India, and then all of a sudden, yeah, it still makes a ton of money, and nobody knows. At least nobody from your country that. I mean, that's there's just possibilities. I'm definitely making a game that can be released in any region because there's very little English in it. It's all supposed to be told through pictures. I did that on purpose so it's easier to translate. I don't know. It's fun to think about that kind of thing, but it's also, I think, really scary to think about that kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe I should just enjoy the fantasy too. Yeah. It's gonna be so successful. I don't really think that's true. Metroidvanias are definitely an overplayed genre, and they were not like that when I started making this, by the way. I think there was only like Dust and Elysian Tale. I don't know, there's some of them old ones, like Axiom Verge. Like when I started making this, you didn't have Dead Cells or Hollow Knight. They weren't out yet. There's just so many of these type of games that were made in the time that I've been working on this, so it's clear that I'm not the only one that had the idea to do this. Oh, and then Bloodstained. Honestly, I don't even know if Bloodstained was in development. It might have been. I think it might have been just getting its Kickstarter when I started mine. I think that might have been what pushed me to start it, because I was looking at all the Castlevania stuff that was involved with that. If you don't know, Bloodstained was made by the same guy who, or one of the guys who worked on quite a few of them actually. He brought a bunch of his team back. But yeah, made by the same guys that worked on Castlevania for the other night. And then I think it was all that nostalgia stuff that made me go, why don't I make a Metroidvania? Maybe that had the same effect on a lot of people though. That's why we've seen so many here recently. But anyway, like I was saying, yeah, it's definitely, it's not the best kind of genre for like huge success. I don't know, it could do well. Like I think Hollow Knight and Ori and the Blind Forest have done very well. If I could get that kind of fame, that would just, I don't know, that would be amazing. I'd be happy with even half that. I think half that would be a huge success too, just to be considered a good Metroidvania that people know about. I think I'm just trying to avoid releasing it and there's just nothing. Nobody plays it. That's the scary thing. I don't even want to think about that. That's why I'm afraid to think about it doing well too. I'm afraid like I'm going to hurt myself if I get too hopeful. Wow, this got heavy. Yeah, I don't know. I think I need to stop thinking about that. This game started off as just me making a dream project, right? And it definitely still is. We haven't lost that. So even if nobody plays it, well, some people will play it. And it might not even be when it's released. It could take a couple years. but people will play, and I'm sure there'll be some people out there that are like me and they really wanted this game. And I guess that's good enough too. Yeah. I say that. I need money to survive on too. I'm no dummy. I'm glad I can make people happy, but damn it. I want money too. I really would like to move away from where I'm living now. It's not too bad, actually. I've lived in worse places. Let's say that. So it hasn't got to that level. But I feel like it's slowly growing to that too. Where crime's going to become a bigger and bigger issue. The neighborhood I'm in, it's the kind of place where we don't get package thieves. You can leave your door unlocked, no issue. It's that kind of place. And it's always been like that. And it was when I moved into another part of town, when I moved out, when that was the first time I was actually dealing with that stuff. Like, I didn't even consider that, wait, people would actually break your window and go in and steal everything? Why? That's what I was like. Fucking naive, I guess. I'm just afraid like this area will get like that in time. Which makes me want to just move out further away from people. For the peace of mind. I like the conveniences of a good internet. Maybe like a restaurant or two nearby. But I prefer to be out away from people too. Away from traffic. I hate traffic. I hate it with a passion. Even small traffic annoys me. Okay. So that should be all the hard stuff. Let's do the other one. I'm just going to do all of these ones so I don't have to scroll back over here. Because these ones just... it's way off to the side. Yeah, I didn't think I was crazy. It turned orange. Wait. When did that happen? It just happened? I guess touch is on, isn't it? Yeah, it totally is, and I must have touched it. I was like, God, what happened there? Okay, I'm doing something weird. I was just doing that one arm, and now I've started doing everything. I guess I'll just continue doing everything. Yeah, it's a smarter idea. And then I'll go back and do the other stuff later. This way, I don't know. I don't miss anything. I mean, I was doing everything in the last couple, that's why this happened. So, might as well just keep doing it. This one's already been done because I had to copy it a couple times, but the bottom of it isn't done, so we'll do this. The mouth part I never did, because that actually changes. Depend on. Well, the mouth might not. Yeah, that's good. I do like what this looks like. At least got the effect that I was going for, which is haunted tree. I mean, if you'd asked me how to draw a haunted tree before this, I might have been able to come up with the finger thing, but the weird twisty bit and the way things droop and look kind of gooey or oozy, it was all stuff I had to figure out for this guy. And they go a long way to add the feeling of the creepiness. I wonder how much of this information will get retained. Like, surely one day I'm going to be drawing another plant monster. Will I remember any of this? Or is that stuff like added to my repertoire? It's hard to tell because, like, I know I get better at some things, but it feels like everything I do is something new. You figure eventually you'd run out of things that you do that are completely new from anything else you've ever done, but that never happens. It seems like everything you do is new. It's something you've never done before. Well, maybe it's just more obvious when it happens. You look at a project and you go, I have no idea how to do this. So we're just kind of gotta do these first couple again, first 20 or so, because I was just doing it like one piece at a time, but then I started doing all of it. Doing this is reminding me how long one of these big creatures takes, because even this was supposed to be a shortcut, right? Like, and it kind of was. Like, I didn't have to do any of the animation stuff. I even got to, like, I didn't have to do the mouth. I got to copy that. But it still is taking a very long time to do, right? Like, been an hour and I'm still shading. I gotta do coloring too. And I've been I've been shading long before I started the stream. Like, I started the stream, we only had a little bit of shading to go. So I thought, but here we are. It's almost done. There's a lot more of this to come. 2 bosses. Honestly, I'm thinking about like, how much detail will bosses actually have in them? Will they be any different from what this guy is? I mean, they're gonna have a couple, they're definitely gonna have more animations that they have to do. But I don't know, I'd like to throw a lot more detail into them. We'll see. They might not be as difficult as any other monster's been. I don't know. I feel like I need to be heavier on the details with the bosses. I want them to look really good. But I'm already a pretty heavy detail animator as is. This is when I started doing everything. Alright, yeah. Okay, cool. That means shading's done then. I'd have to add this in, but I think I just leave it where it's at. Yeah, and just combine it all together later. Fine. Alright, so color is next. We can hide this. I have no idea what I'm going to do for color. I'm thinking something black. Black and orange is definitely Halloween kind of color. It fits for a haunted kind of tree. I could also just go with like a dark brown. Let me look at some pictures of my haunted forest. That's where I got the red from the other one, because he lives in a red forest, so I guess he would be the same color as whatever my trees are gonna be. That's kind of like, it's important I choose a good color. If that's the case. Because I'm kind of dictating what an area is gonna look like with this. I think it's just like dark, yeah. It's a dark forest. Like overall. They could either be black or white. It's like white and haunted forest actually work really well. White and black. Yeah, just kind of like, basically, instead of color, it's just a black and white thing, so it's gray. Because that's what looks the best. Kind of like bone, almost. Let's try that. But that's an interesting thing. I feel like to get the best effect out of that, I'd do it in a color and then just lower the saturation all the way down. I guess that's not true. If it's just in gray, that's fine. I mean, it's in gray now. It would just have to be... I don't know. I mean, it is in gray now. It's clearly not the gray that I want. It would have to be a brighter white. Let's see. Let's just play with some colors. Also, well, no, it's fine. Just do this. Alright, cool. Let's try some brighter grays, though. So it could be like this. It's kind of like ghostly. And this would make the, like, the black claw, or black, you can call them bangs, look better. And then it's got like a petrified look. Now if it was dark, I don't know if it would be something like this. I feel like dark is better. Just looking at that. That's too much. That looks good because this is an off color. It's got blue in it. What about like what does this have in it? 7075? I think that would be the equivalent. Great gray. I like the blue gray. This is good right here. That'll go good with the orange. I'm thinking the eye thing will be orange. And, well, how does this work? What's the inside of the mouth look like? Before it was a different color, a different thing. Now I'm gonna keep it kind of solid, I think. But I'm liking like the jack-o'-lantern kind of feel. Yeah, I know. I was gonna make the inside of the mouth glow, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. So the question is the poison like orange or is it like an acid? I can swap it to my acid. My acid's orange. And just use like big. It would make it different from the poison version. Maybe that's what I do. So we'd have an orange mouth, orange eye, orange little dew wiggler. And then when it releases seeds, they'll be like little floating soul embers that are orange. It'll kind of look pretty, actually. Yeah, okay, I'm cool with that. We're gonna go with this. I don't have to do that. Let's keep these blank, just so I know which ones have something on it and which ones don't. Some of these get copied, but I'm not gonna worry about that. There's only like 2 parts that get copied. And really all the part that doesn't get copied is on the face, I think. Like the whole base of this thing, the arms, everything, they're all this color. It's just on the head. So it's not really like a lot to do. Yeah, it'll be fine. This is part that would be... And technically the eye doesn't move, but everything else moves. It doesn't matter. I'll just do the eye multiple times. That means most of the trees in my forest will probably be this color of gray, which this is more of a, it's indigo tinged gray. There you go. That's the name of it. Indigo tinged gray. Alright. Do the eyeball. First we hide this. That makes it harder. Like I said, I might be able to just use fill tool pretty effectively here. I'm gonna go ahead and mark this as a reference again. So, color. We go bright orange or duller orange? Probably not that. Either darker or just this color. I think that color. Kind of a yellowy. I could try something else too. I like this. We'll go with that. But wait, if we're gonna do it this way, let's color this too at the same time. I'm gonna have to go back. I mean, there's no way to get around it. I'm gonna have to go back and touch things up. But this gets most of the color in. So, at least there's that. I like this. This is cool. Um, I mean, this is what a variant is supposed to do, right? Is it looks like another monster that's in the game, but clearly it's a different type. And this one's not like a lazy. Doing that palette swap that I did before, or last stream, that would have been lazy. This is actually, it feels like it's a new thing, almost. Alright, that's not right. This is the one. Sometimes it's hard to see what is what. Yeah, this is the song I was talking about earlier. With this elephant noise. But I actually like it. It seems like the kind of thing that I wouldn't like in a song. I think maybe because it's not very jarring. It's kind of jarring. It's kind of weird, but it's not so bad that it ruins your enjoyment of the song. So maybe it's just there's levels of how that works. Yeah, it's got that weird like turkey gobbling too. Well, the idea of this song is it's supposed to be representing a land of chaos. And like barbarianism, and it does that really well. So yeah. I have no idea how I'm going to do the glowy mouth part. I mean, it's going to have to be a glow on top. But I'm going to have to, like, use the selection tool to select all the mouth bits, which is going to be a pain in the butt. So that I can put it inside the mouth. He's got, like, a lot of these little things. It's hard to trace it all. It's going to suck. No getting around that. Actually, it's going to take me a long time just to do the glowing mouth part. But I feel like it's important. Should I have the light burn out at this point? It kind of seems like it would make sense. Or we'll just do like a really darker version of this color. Yeah, so it's like it's burn out, but it's still the color. In which case, I kind of feel like I need to burn out slowly. Let's just do this. We can transition it, it's fine. I've done that before. Yeah, it works. Okay, now I gotta go back and touch all that stuff up because there's bits missing. The fill tool only does so much. Honestly, I really like this song for how simple it is. The music can't be that complicated. This is like one tone. And then yeah, it goes up. Oh, there's a click to a bump. Bump, a drum. Oh, there's a little like twinkle noise in there too. Okay, it's more complicated than it sounds. Still, fairly simple, and this is like a minute repeating sound. I don't feel like it ever gets annoying or anything. It's a good song. I listened to it for hours and hours as a kid while I was slaying were-tigers. This is from Crystalis, by the way. The NES game. Man, the line is so rough. You can see it here. It's really rough because... Why is it? Because I was ending my lines badly. There's really no excuse. It's bad in some other places because I was connecting a lot of lines, but in this particular instance it was because I was being lazy with how my lines are. It's fine. This guy will get shrunk down quite a bit from what we're seeing right here. This is the high def version of him. But a lot of errors came from, I put all those arms on top of each other. Like imagine this. There's an arm there, 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 and there, and they were all just stacked on top of each other, and I had to go in and erase what lines were not supposed to be seen. So it came with like a bunch of lines that look a little rough because they weren't drawn the normal way. I just had the horrific feeling like my audio was muted. I know it's not. No, it's good. I have to check though, for the peace of mind. There's nothing worse than doing an hour-and-a-half stream and the mic's been muted the entire fucking time. I've done that. It's a bad feeling. Someone will come in the chat and go, "Hey, I can't hear you." And I'll go, "Son of a bitch. No, you can't." This has literally happened to me before. It doesn't. Yeah, no good. No bueno. Yeah, so there's like a line that ran through this at some point, and it just looks a little messy. My cleanup job. There's an easy way to do this one, because it is a little, it goes all over. There we go. I'm just going to select it, and because it doesn't move, I can paste it in the next 5 frames, and then we're guaranteed that there's no moving colors. There we go. Next thing is the little teethy bits, the fangs. I could make them like orange too. I mean, they'd either be orange or black. Orange will make them stand out more. Kind of cool. I could do that. Honestly, looking at this, the only thing I have to track when it comes to doing the glowy bit is I gotta track like this fang, the middle fang, and then this fang. Yeah, up to that line. Because this is the part inside that would glow, and it wouldn't ever reach out this far. So really, I'm just trying to grab these shapes later on. Okay, yeah, let's do the fangs. I'm not even going to use the fill tool because they're so sharp. I'm going to end up like going in and doing this manually anyway, so yeah, we're doing this one at a time, the hard way. That's what happens when you have teeth and fangs and sharp spikes, which almost all of my monsters have, so I'm used to it. Yeah, that's cool. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to do some effects too with this. So, yeah, I probably won't finish this guy tonight. I'm already feeling pretty tired. I'd like to get this part done at least, but there's a few... The effects aren't too hard, it's just a couple projectiles that are going to be turned orange, which really I think I can just palette swap the purple one that I've got, or I can use the acid one, we'll see. Then I won't have to do anything. But I do have to draw the one that floats, the floaty seed one, which in this case it's not a seed anymore. And I'll keep calling it that because that's what it relates to. Actually, that's pretty quick. I think I should fill and then just swap the color to get the points. That's just faster. Oh yeah. I sometimes, actually, definitely, when I was starting out, I would avoid the fill tool like way too much, when really it does save a ton of time to use it. I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that I actually like just spending a lot of time coloring things into. But yeah, I'm kind of, I want to get this done, so I should probably use this thing, but it doesn't fill in the tips, so still have to do that. Yeah, that was pretty quick. Wonder when the next game jam is. That's something I haven't kept track of in a while. Used to watch a couple streamers that would do game jams, and they don't stream anymore. So I'm out of touch with it. It's always fun to watch. I tried to participate in one once, but I don't know what happened. I made some artwork for it. I don't want to do one solo. I feel like if I'm going to do that, I'd like to do it with a team. Like, I feel like I have no need to do a solo game jam. I'm not really going to get a lot out of it, but working with a team is fun. And you only have to like worry about the whatever job you have assigned. For me, I'd like to be the artist. Then I just do some art for a game. And I get to see like what the rest of the group does with it, right? That's the fun part for me. It's cool to just make the art and kind of have, you know, you have an idea of what it's going to be used for, but you really don't know until you see it. And it's always surprising. To see your art, you know, used in a way. Oh yeah, it leaned forward. I'd like to do that again. Maybe I should, I don't know, sign up. I know there's places you can go to be like, to volunteer as like an artist for a game jam. It can be kind of like, I don't know, it could be a bad thing too if you get a bad group of people. I definitely wouldn't want to deal with anything like that. And I'm definitely not going to take charge of a project. I just don't want to. I think the whole point of doing it with a group is so I can take a sideline. I mean, of course, I'll participate in like the planning, but I don't want to lead. Let somebody else do that. I just want to kick back, relax, and do some easy drawings. I wonder if my composer would be interested in that. Because then we've got a music guy and an art guy, and we just need a coding guy. That's a full team right there. And it would get him some experience. I don't know. I'm liking this idea. It's a sidetrack though, right? I like to avoid getting too sidetracked from just working on the game. But it sounds fun. Maybe I should have fun every now and then. Also, there's a lot of things you can learn from doing micro projects that might save me time from, you know, not having to encounter that stuff on my own project. It's not like it doesn't apply to what I'm working on. I could also learn something from the if I work with another programmer. Ask him questions on how he does stuff straight from the source, you know. Maybe there's some neat tricks that I just don't know about. I'm sure there's tons of them. I've learned so much recently. I know there's stuff that I do in coding that's not very efficient. Like I still don't use like list and arrays very often. I've done a little bit of it, but I still don't like understand it very well. Not like most of the stuff. Most of the stuff I understand and know. I don't know. Also, I think streams that do, like Londonderry, I think that's what it's called. They can get a lot of like extra viewers. Like from people who are participating in it, or just some people like to see the game making in a short, bite-sized piece. Which I get that. I mean, I like to as well. So I definitely understand that. Then again, I have a background in it, so I guess I kind of apply to the former. I think there's a little bit missing there. I think so. But if I got rid of that, no, I see what I did. Yeah, no, there's definitely a piece missing there. Let me fix that. Right here in the little corner, that needs to be filled in. I must have thought it was a transparent piece. Happens sometimes. Like, I'm very likely to have missed a fang while doing this. I don't think I have, but I might play it later and notice that one of them's missing, and that's a fanger. Oh my god, somebody's been talking. Why haven't I heard it till now? I just heard the thing. Gobi, you failed me. Oh, thanks. Sorry, I don't know how long you've been chatting. Usually I have an overlay that makes a noise anytime a noise happens. Yeah, that's so weird. What happened? I think, honestly, Twitch was acting kind of weird earlier. So maybe it's not my fault, or maybe it's not Goba's fault. I think it's Twitch's fault. I'm gonna blame Twitch for this one. Are they naily fingers? No, this is a big plant monster. He's kind of got like a haunted theme. That's why I've colored him black and orange. This is what he looks like. A lot of the frames are missing because they're repeats, but you can kind of get the gist of what he is and what he does. Yeah, so imagine this, but it plays forward and backwards. So that's kind of like what the creature is. So he's kind of like a plant monster, but a plant monster in an undead forest. Yeah, it's still not even working. Like, there's no sounds. And I think your character's not talking ever. So either something on Twitch's end broke or something on my end broke. You're in the game as JTV? What the fuck? That's not who you are. That's odd. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'll restart it. Let's try that. See if that fixes it. Oh, dang it, go away. Thanks. I don't quite understand all that. I would roll the main trunk and then add tree roots. What do you mean, like make the roots move and wiggle? Man, that's more work. I don't want to do that. Trying to do less work here. Look at me, I'm about to fall asleep. Oh yeah, I think it's working now. I hear the noise. Maybe it was just screwed up. Well, the idea, I'm doing monster variations right now. So, you know, like to get additional monsters out of what you've got. So I fill out the bestiary more. So this guy originally looks like this. He's like a dandelion from hell. That's kind of like what the thing will look like in the end. But yeah, I'm just doing like an undead variation of it, which will mostly follow the same attacks. It's got like, this thing has little petals that slow you down. The new one will have petals that actually hurt you, and it'll like be able to fear you or something. So it's just like a small variation of a already existing monster. So yeah, I've done the animation part. I'm just trying to get some more monsters out of as little work as possible, basically, by copying animations. But I didn't want to do, like, I was looking at doing just a palette swap and making them like kind of blue and pasty color, but I didn't like it, so I decided to do a little more than that. So doing a full variation for this guy instead, which I'm happy with it. It looks a lot better. It looks interesting. It's not just a lazy palette swap. So I do plan on doing a couple lazy palette swaps. No, don't get me wrong. Definitely gonna happen. Oh, this is for a game. It's called Gozzard. I don't know if Nightbot's working. I haven't seen him in a while. Maybe that's screwed up too. But if you go below the stream, you'll find my YouTube, and there'll be some videos, some clips of Gozzard there. You can check it out if you want. But it's like a Metroidvania game, because, you know, that's what everybody's doing. I was just saying. when I started this, not many people were doing that. There was only a handful out there, but now they're all over the place, so that's fun. Really got to stand out. And then in a flooded market, just the kind of challenge I was looking for. Not. But hopefully this frame by frame animation art style will help me stand out a bit. That's the idea. Oh yeah, I don't like Toon Boom. I know a lot of animators that use it though. I'm not judging you. I use Clip Studio. I've already thrown in my lot. You're not gonna convert me. You've come into a Catholic stream, heathen. I'm just messing with you. No, yeah, Toon Boom looks cool. I don't know. I'm just kind of like, I've used Clip Studio for long enough. And the cool thing is while I was using it for illustration, they just decided to roll out an animation feature, and I was like, oh, cool. I'll use that then. So, it's not the best. But actually, it's not too bad now. It's pretty decent. It started off as not the best, but it's actually, I like it. But then again, I've learned all the quirks of it too. I've had time to figure out how to best go about doing a project on it. I've never done any large animation. I've watched a lot of people. It's interesting, but I've only done sprite animation kind of stuff. I've done a couple illustrated image things or animated images, but not anything movie length. Well, not movie length, but short video length. I have thought about doing it though. Maybe one day. Yeah, Nightbots doesn't seem to be doing anything. Let me go check on him. I think it's honestly Twitch. Because when I was trying to start the stream earlier, none of my Twitch dashboard was loading, my chat wasn't loading. It was very unusual. Well, Nightbot seems to be working. It'll show up eventually. I think he left. Hope he didn't take offense to the whole joke there. Oh well. I don't think Toon Boom would be a very good application if you want to make bright animation. Clip Studio definitely exports GIFs and PNGs really well. I don't think Toon Boom does. but I'm not that familiar with it. I've only got kind of a precursory knowledge of it from what I've seen on other people's streams. One thing I wanted to try out though was I think it's called Spline, or it's called it's a spline animator. It might not be called Spline, but I've always wanted to try that out. It's used to do animations that basically it grabs, it does that kind of spline animation that I don't like, but it can be used in good ways too. So, like, you can use it to, I think it animates vegetation very well, right? Doing frame by frame animation for vegetation is kind of stupid. When you can use a spline and move like a little bone, or, yeah, make the program do the animation for you, it looks really nice. Of course, I don't have to do that. I could do that in code. I just have to rig with it until I get it working. So I think it's better that I learn to code vegetation moving rather than buying another program and exporting it all. Which one was I using? Was I using this one? I think it was. Probably. Yeah, I think it's better if I learn how to do it in code. I did a little, but it wasn't looking super great either. I'm gonna have to revisit that to make like leaves, or make, yeah, trees bend and grass bend. But what makes it even better is if like there's flowers on the ground as the player runs by, they like bend down, and basically, yeah, it just kind of like adds a little movement as the player runs by. And for something like if I do wind, I can make everything kind of blow as if the wind's blowing. I'd like to do all that. I messed with it for a little while and I sort of had it working, but I kind of put it on the back burner. I'll visit it later. Honestly, between me and you, YouTube, I don't think I would have liked that person much. You didn't miss anything. Sometimes I get weirdos that show up. They're like, actually, I shouldn't talk about it. I'll talk about it next stream. Oh, should I decolor these as well? Yeah, I might as well. I did it with the rest of it. Let's do it with this too. Okay. So we do the glowy bit, we do the effects, and we're done. And the glowy bit should probably be... How the hell do I do this? Well, it should be above it. Which means I'm gonna need another... I should have copied another one of these. Whatever, we'll do it now. Just gonna have to clear all these. I do this a lot. I never allocate enough folders to finish the project. So I end up just making a copy and clearing everything inside of it. I mean, it's this or you make a folder with 55 frames again. This is just as easy. There we go. Until you miss a frame, but I don't know, that doesn't happen too often. Okay, so that's what he looks like. Now I'm gonna have to go through the painstaking task of highlighting just as much. Do I really want to do this enough to do this? I feel like I'm kind of adding stuff that's not necessary. I could just as easily do like the dripping acid thing. Or I don't even have to do that. I could just stop right here. It's fine. Honestly, I'm thinking it's not worth it. I don't need a glowing mouth. I was going to do the glowing mouth because the other Hellion had something crazy going on with its mouth. I thought I had to do it again, but this is fine. It doesn't need like a... It doesn't need that. What I could do... Oh, yeah, okay. How about this? I don't do a glowing mouth for every frame, but I do a glowing mouth for when it does the seed shake part. Also, that looks weird. No, that's good. So that was spitting acid instead of poison. And then I don't even remember which one is the shake part, but this is the spit part. So this one must be the shake part. Yeah. I don't remember exactly, but I think, and let me look at this. I think he just looks up and that's the shake. Yeah, that one. It's just a quick up where he releases seeds. So when he does that, I think I need to go ahead and combine all this together and get them into one big file. And then, yeah, I'm thinking when he does the like lift his head up to shake seeds off, instead his mouth will glow and these like little orange embers or whatever will fall out or float down. Yeah, it sounds good. Okay, let's combine all this stuff, which is going to take a really long time. Honestly, should I even stream this? Because all I'm going to be doing is copying 55 frames into like the same thing. And then I'm going to add a little glow to one of the mouths. And then I'm pretty sure, let me just look at this. Anything we're going to do on stream, we might as well do it now. Alright, later. Oh yeah. Happy New Year. I guess I wasn't even thinking about that. Just blew my mind. Acid. Yeah, okay, that'll work. It's the same color orange too. We'll have him spit acid. It'll be great. Okay, so we just need to draw a new seed sprite. Basically using this one. So this was the old one, which is huge by now today's standards. Let's make a new one. I think it's just 3 frames. 1, 2, 3. So this is kind of like a, in my head, it's a paper lantern ghost or something. I don't know. I'm seeing like maybe a will-o'-the-wisp kind of thing. I mean, if I enter ghost, we're just gonna get that typical cloth feet one. Well, apparently we're gonna get. Oh my god, there's some freaky images on here. Jeez. Don't look at this, chat. It's scary. There's a lot of women with really big eyeballs. Eee. Maybe I enter like spirit instead of ghost. Or fire spirit. How about that? Fire spirit. Because that's basically what it is. Or what I'm drawing. What the hell? Yeah. That's a butt. I told you. I can never stream this. I can never stream Google. Because you'd enter fire spirit and there's a naked chick. It just happens. Yeah, there's another one. Apparently, spirits are well endowed. Today we learned. Honestly, what I should really look up is paper lantern and make it look like that, right? Festival? Because that's kind of the emotion I want to invoke. Yeah, okay, we'll do something like this. That's cool. That's actually the best reference I could have pulled up. So I just need to think of what's the shape of it. And does it really even need to animate? I'm just going to draw it. No, it doesn't have to animate. I'm going to draw 3 different versions of it. Though it might flicker on and off. I could change the brightness of it in game to do that. I don't know. I guess it does kind of flicker, doesn't it? That's what makes it look pretty. Alright, I'm going to have to do a YouTube video search now so that I know. Lantern Festival. Yeah, let's skip ahead. Just. Oh my god. I want to see it from underneath. There we go. Yeah, they do flicker. How the hell do I animate that? I think I'm gonna try and do it with coding. Either I'm gonna play with the alpha and have the alpha shift around, or I'm gonna play with the brightness or saturation. Any of those would probably give me a nice flicker effect, as long as it's real subtle, so it looks like it's animated, and I don't have to actually animate anything. So I just draw 3 different spirits. Basically, the spirits kind of look like paper lanterns. So this should be pretty easy. It's just going to be I say that I want it to look like a little ghost and not a lantern. But how do I do that? What if I type in like cute ghost? Like I'm thinking like a little chibi spirit. Well, actually, let's type in that. Chibi spirit. I should get some like anime stuff. Well, okay, let me think about this in a different way. This is like... It's a monster, it looks like this. I like that it releases little fire spirits, basically, instead of seeds. The fire spirit just so it looks like a little lantern festival. So, what do these little fire spirits look like? Because these fire spirits are almost like little miniature enemies, right? They don't have HP and they don't hurt your weapon. And you can block them with a shield, but they're kind of like little enemies that are being spawned. I think it's just going to look like the little flame spirit in Howl's Moving Castle. There we go, fire. All you have to do is type in fire howl and you'll get an howl, not even howl. It'll fill in the rest. Amazing. This is a great movie, by the way, so I'm glad other people enjoy it too. Not just me. Oh, this is adorable. Oh my god. Yeah, okay. Let's do something like that. Cute little fire spirits. Oh. Oh. Alright. Oh god. I've drawn a really good eye there. Can I do it again? No, I'll never be able to. I'm gonna cheat. Copy paste. Ah, suck on that. Oh, it's because it's inside that folder. Pull them out. Like a little angry spirit. Okay, I like that. Let's do a couple more of those. This is kind of neat, actually, because we've got like... I can do different expressions, right? But they're all going to be kind of like this. This will be the happy one. So he's got more curvy features. I kind of feel bad about talking about what I was doing earlier. Just making assumptions there. But I think I might be right too. It's just us now, yeah. I mean, I shouldn't say anything. I have gotten a couple people who've come in the chat, and they're very weird kind of people. They come in, and this is completely unrelated to anything that's happened recently, but they come in and they like to talk about everything they've ever worked on, which I kind of have to wonder how much is actually true, just by the way they talk about it. I don't know, it seems like showboating. But they do a lot of weird things, like they want to talk about, I don't know, the 12 principles of animation. I absolutely hate. Or they want to talk about like how you should do this and you should do that, and oh, I think it look, they, they're giving all their advice. It's just the most annoying thing. And all I can think is this person has probably animated one or two things in their entire life. And I don't know. They like, I don't know what it is. I don't want to know. But it's unusual behavior. I need like happy eyes. Yeah, I know how to do that. It would be like this. Kind of cool that it's a little crooked too. That'll add to the spirity look of it, right? And it's a big flaming. Golly, I cannot connect these lines together. It's a big flaming thing, so of course the lines can be a little wavy. There we go. Oh, he's cute. That's a cute one. Yeah, I don't know. That's a thing that happens every now and then. It's not that bad. There's bad ones too. Oh, I've had some really weird ones happen too. They just get offended at anything you say to them. Alright, what's the last one look like? We got angry, we got happy. I guess we want stupid. I like stupid. Oh, so about the like 12 principles of animation. I know I probably triggered any animator who's watching this now. I think the 12 principles of animation are really good, but they're also a really bad thing to learn if you're a new animator. A new animator, you should just make animations. They will learn like 9 out of those 12 principles on their own just by doing it. And they'll learn it more effectively. I don't know. I started off kind of like looking at all that stuff, but I really feel like it's just better for you if you just do things and figure it out for yourself. There's no point in learning, I don't know, animation principles if you're a new animator. That's something for somebody who has done it for. If you've done it for several years, then you might want to start looking at that stuff if you want to like boost your animation. But people who focus on that stuff like it's some sort of law just trigger me. I might be able to make these things like wiggle in Game Maker as well. I might try that. Oh, I think I put both of those on the same one. Sure did. Fix that. I don't know. That's just personally, I think you're better off just making animation if you're interested in it. You shouldn't think about it. You should just do what you want to make. And all that other stuff will come in time or as you're doing it. You need the foundation from just doing things before you need to worry about what other people think of it. Personally. I don't know. I haven't thought about this very well. But that was kind of my impression. I feel like it's better to just do animation to learn animation. But there's also, I don't know, I have a lot of advice if it comes to early animation or early animators. It would be, one is learning how to say, fuck it, good enough and move on. That's the most important thing. You can overwork something to death. I think it's, okay, let me explain that better. It's like, the way I would approach it is, if you mess something up while doing your animation, you don't try and fix it. You just keep going. And then you'll finish that one. You'll look at it and you'll be like, man, that little thing that I did looks jank. But what you do is when you do your next animation, you try not to do that again, right? You've learned from it, but you didn't get caught on it. You just kept going. I think that's the proper mentality to have. Don't get stuck trying to make things perfect when it comes to animation, because it's such a long process. You're hurting yourself by stopping. It's not like drawing a picture and then you go back and, I don't know, fix the way you did shading. I don't know. I think you need to constantly be moving in animation and then just improve on the next drawing you do. You're going to have a lot more success that way. But then everybody's different too. I'm willing to admit that. Some people really like that kind of studious behavior. For me, that's just kind of how I am. Is I really like to make the mistakes and just keep pressing through it and then trying to improve it the next time around, and it makes things less overwhelming, I guess. Alright, so what are we using here? We're using kind of a bright orange color, which would be this one. It's like this. I'm mostly getting rid of the color that I've got there. That's just for like a little bit of accent around the edges. Also, I wouldn't. If you're telling people what they should do, you're already fucked up. I made a suggestion of what I think you could do, but you can do whatever the hell you want to learn. There's definitely no right or wrong way. Right. What? Oh, I already did all three? Am I crazy and I just didn't notice that? One of those I don't even remember doing. Okay, whatever. Next is this color orange. And then yellow. I don't know. I might have been. I'm going to admit that I was a bit standoffish there, just because of the attitude that I was sensing. I was just immediately associating it with that type of person. It was a little harsh. But probably true too. That's so funny. Okay, I think I'll go with this. So this isn't an animation, this is just three little things that it could be, and the animation itself will probably be it brightening and dimming, and maybe I'll do something with the shader to make it wiggle. So these things are supposed to be just, I'll probably make them kind of ghostly too, so a little bit transparent. I'm gonna export them full, but yeah, I think I'm gonna do some tweaks to it in Game Maker just to get a nice effect, because right now it looks a little cartoonish, and it doesn't look like it comes from this thing, or it doesn't look like it comes from this thing. But the idea is it's a little fire spirit. Maybe if they're small enough, I don't know, it'll be fine. It's for one attack and one thing. It's alright if it's a little silly from time to time. I'm gonna go ahead and just combine these the old-fashioned way. Pull them all out. Stack them on top of each other. I'll call these embers. Alright, so I think this is done then. Besides a little bit of glow I'm gonna add. I'm gonna go ahead and erase this guy. I can delete this too. Well, I was gonna add glow, but I'm gonna do it afterwards. No, I want to keep it then. Definitely keep this. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna combine them all together. I'm gonna find the couple of frames where it lifts its head to release these embers, and I'm gonna add a little glow there. And this guy's done. But the whole combining it together, I've got to go through all 55 of these frames. I've already done it like twice in this whole animation, but I'll show you what I'm doing. It's not exciting. So yeah, I'm at, actually I start at 55, and then I go merge visible. And what that did was it created that frame on its own. Yeah, Yeah, I've just got everything that was in all, what, 5 of these folders. They're just now combined into one thing, right? So it's just one thing on a layer. So that's what it is. And then what I'm doing, yeah, I'm combining all 55 of these frames. Right now, there's like 220 of them, right? But I want them to be condensed down to 55 again, and to get rid of this one that's on top. So yeah, I'm gonna go through, do it one at a time, merge visible, and then clear that one. Then go to the next one, merge visible, clear that one. And eventually I'm gonna lose track of where I am, and I'm gonna have to rename a bunch of stuff. Kind of annoying, but this is definitely the best way I found to do this. There was a time, I don't have to do this one. There was a time when I would pull all of these files out of their folders, and just like I did with that Ember, I put them, stack them on each other, and then merge selected. That was really dumb. Now I do it this way. I guess, I could just pull it out too. Yeah, that works. I'll just pull 49 out. And 48. Because these don't actually change or need to be combined. But I do want to know what number that I'm replacing it with later. So that's how I'll do this. Yeah. And 45. Merge visible. And I'll fill in these missing frames with the ones that are supposed to go there. I say all this, I was going to end the stream, so you didn't have to watch this, but here we are, doing it anyway. So the only thing I had to do, I had to be very careful not to do whatever I just did there. I got to be very careful not to accidentally leave one of these on, because it merges visible. That means if you leave one of these on, that it gets merged as well because it's visible. And then you have 2 frames stacked on each other, like what I did with that wyvern animation earlier when I was doing the flame. Yeah, that's where I screwed up there. So I'm trying to avoid that happening by taking this very slowly and trying not to screw anything up. The cool thing about dragging these out lets me know where they are, or where I'm currently at. That's 35. 34 comes out. You know what? Okay, I'm gonna save here. I am gonna end the stream here though, because we're just doing this and then some extra stuff. No sense in putting that all on a stream. We've already gone to 2.5 hours after all. So I'm gonna end this here. Later, and I guess Happy New Year. So that's not. We still got the 31st, right? Yeah. Okay. I might stream again tomorrow, and then I'll do a Happy New Year. But if I don't, Happy New Year. Later.